Hey guys, I wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to rebase these little gits here. So, with the new org codex, unfortunately, we have to rebase all of these guys. Well, if you want to do that. A lot of people don't want to, and I can see why. If you have 300 orc boys and you want to rebase them, that's pretty horrible. So you have to buy the bases and then do this 300 times. That's just annoying. So I could see that. I did it when I started playing again. I started playing back right before October. And I only had maybe, it was like 70 to do, which wasn't too bad. That was my entire army. It was knobs, ludas, boys, everything. So, I want to show you the method that I used real quick. It was very simple and very quick. I mass produced them. I went through and did one step and went through and did the other. So I'll just show you real quick. It's actually really easy. I just bought these two guys off of eBay. Actually bought a bunch of them. There's a whole sprue of them. I got like several sprues of these guys. They were cheap and I won the auction. So I wanted them. Because I didn't have any Black Reach ones really. So all you really do, this is the method I used. Because I had some boys that were painted and some that weren't. Is I just took the base. Sorry if it gets blurry. Focus. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Literally all I did is I take my cutters and I clip right here. I make a little incision. It's blurry, but whatever. There's an incision there. And then I took a pair of pliers and I just peeled it all the way around. I think I used different pliers, but whatever. I'll use the snippers. Maybe I used the snippers. I don't remember. I did this a while ago. Oh, I pulled the base off, but that's fine. I glued them on here to show you, but I use this. I use testers, which sometimes doesn't glue super well, so it came off, but whatever. I'll tear it apart just to show you. Now, if you do get lucky and they come off, then that's real easy. You don't have to fiddle with the base anymore. You can just glue them right on the base. I had a few do that, and it was very handy. Not all of them did that, and there's some like metal ones, which I'll get into in a second. So when you pull that off, you're left with a base like this, if it's a slotted base. So with these guys, they got this. If they came off, you can just snip this part off, and then it's like a regular boy at that point. And it'll go right on. You don't have to fight with it. So if this happens, with this in here, let's see if I can get back in. With this in here, you can just snip it off. It's want to come out because it's not attached anymore. But you can just snip it off. There'll still be a little bit of that base left in there. You might actually fall out if you he's not glued in well enough on yours, but really that's step one, is to tear the edges of the base off. Now he's just flat. If you want to compare, that's what that's the difference. He's just I just snipped the edge of the base off. Now there's one problem. This isn't flat, so you have to sand this down somehow. I literally just take a Dremel and just grind it flat. So I'll do that real quick. Well, the base flew off, but we're getting there. You can use whatever you want to sand it, of course. I just use a Dremel because I'm lazy and I have one. there you go. That's him with his base all destroyed. I mean, obviously, at this point, I would just cut his little slot thing off and just glue him on, but this is for demonstration purposes. Now you can get your new base, and really all you have to do is take a little bit of super glue, or sometimes I use the testers, but I'm going to use super glue because this one was done pretty badly. And I'm just going to stick some super glue on the bottom, like so, and literally just stick it right on the base. When you put your cat litter or baking soda, flock, whatever you're going to put back down on this, you won't even notice that there's like an edge there. It'll fill itself in. There might be a little bit of height difference, but honestly that's kind of interesting. Most bases are just a flat nothing, so, and honestly it would make it a little bit cooler in my opinion, because then you'll have a mix of guys that are taller and guys that are shorter. So this is really the only difference. I mean, there's no gameplay difference here at all. If you're fighting somebody who's going to say, oh, he's this thick as a piece of paper taller, like, well, why are you fighting that person? Like, this is fine. This isn't that hard. You just go through, like I did with the other one, and just, what I did is I snipped all 70 of them at once, sanded them all down at once, and then glued them all down at once. It took a day. It took a long time. I really wish I hadn't had to do it. But on one of my off days, I just said, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I don't have to worry about it anymore. I did it, and I'm very happy. Now my army is massive, and I don't have to worry about mixing things here and there. If I do want to play in a tournament ever, I don't know if I will, but if I do want to play in a tournament ever, now I don't have to worry about it. If I play against somebody who's really hell-bent on never using this base again, well, now I don't have to worry about that. So, I mean, it's not as bad as it seems unless you have a massive army. If you have a smaller army, 100% do it. There's no reason not to, really. It's a little bit of extra work. You gotta buy the stupid bases. In my opinion, GW should have given these to us for free. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's all. I mean, it's not too bad. Here, let me grab one of my other orc boys just to show you. I mean, this is one of a knob that I just put together not that long ago. I mean, it's like, sure, there's not much of a difference here between the two. They'll be fine. And it's easy, and I just bought this guy and slapped him together along with hundreds of others. It's the reason I bought these, is to try and fill it out more, so, I mean, now everybody's got the same base, they're all on the same page, so, yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. You just have to buy bases and glue, and a Dremel is very handy. I have like this little cheap one I got from Walmart, sprue snippers, and literally all I did was snip it and then pry it like this, like a wrench, kinda. And it just kind of comes off. It's weird. There's like I don't know. It's almost like there's a seam in the inside of here, almost, when you do that, along right here, and it just peels right off most of the time. And then all this lettering and stuff, you just sand that all out and glue it on top. This is actually a 32, and glue it on top. So, I mean, that's my very short, horrible tutorial. I'm sorry it wouldn't focus, but it doesn't really have to. Whatever. Yeah. Hopefully this helps you get the motivation to rebase your army. I really do think they look better on these 32s. They really do. It's just stupid that they would change it now after how long they've been on these bases. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of orcs out there on 25s. I don't know. Well, have a good one.